What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and this is the Ultra Z News Weekend Update. Don't have a ton of stuff this week for you. We got a lot of Marvel Legends that was showing off that I want to talk about. We have a couple of Godzilla items, a few Godzilla items. Yes, it was a Godzilla store unveiling of new product last night. It wasn't anything that I really want to talk about. There was a couple of X Plus things that were like reissues, limited edition reissues. They showed off the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 04, which I have nothing to say about right now because I will be having it soon in hand. I'll wait for that for my opinion. There's no reason to talk about it otherwise, right? So, let's talk about what we can talk about, because while that Godzilla thing was, happening last night, Godzilla store, this dropped as well, and this is the new Art Spirits Heisei line of figures that's coming out. But it's not just Heisei. There's a Godzilla the Ride here, but then you got Mechagodzilla and King Ghidorah, and also looks like either Godzilla 2000 or around that era, Millennium Godzilla. But you do have a Heisei Godzilla here, and what looks like a Godzilla 54 down here. So they're doing stuff. It's just hard to tell which size of product this is from this shot. There is a guy back here. They do look kind of big, but they don't look as big as their like normal statue sizes. But they do look a little bit bigger than the smaller ones. So I'm a little confused. I've been trying to find the proper info. I haven't been able to pinpoint that. If you guys know, just let me know down below, because and maybe like link me to where you got that info, because I personally did not find it. But I'm not saying it's out there, but I checked a couple Art Spirits spots, and I couldn't find that info. But it looks cool. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's not the we got that too. Not the most high res, but like, you can see the figures. And of course they look good, man. Art Spirits, they do really good work. You saw me review the Kong. I think it's one of the best figures of this year, honestly, that Art Spirits Kong. So I'm not 100% sure yet what line we're talking about here, but sculpts look great, of course. And yes, there is a Biollante as well that scales with these guys. So it looks good. I did catch a little conversation on Twitter where someone said these are affordable, which makes me think it's a smaller line of figures. But again, it looks bigger than the standard. Of course, these might just be prototypes, and they might be smaller, regardless after. We'll find out. We'll get that proper info. Make sure you are following me on Facebook, because that's where I drop a lot of the initial news. So more than likely I will talk about it there first, and possibly do something here down the line as we get that info. But look at this Biollante. There is a lot of shots of this Biollante, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. As you can see here, this is a little more high res. So beautiful. I mean, regardless, I feel like this piece is going to be a little bit pricey, just for the sheer amount of work and how much bigger it is than other figures. So you can see the other figures, on the side here, and they do scale, but this needed its own table. But man, that is superb. So definitely going to be looking forward to getting more info, pricing, all that on this. It looks amazing for sure. All of them do. So I'm looking forward to it. Art Spirits does good work. They do have 3 sets of the smaller hyper figures coming up, hyper solid figures. At the time of this recording, I'm going to let you in on something here. I had to cancel all 3 of those pre-orders. The Mechagodzillas, the GVK, and the Godzilla Singular Point, because something had to give here. Too much money going out. So I'm not saying I'm not going to get them, But I had to relieve some of the pre-order pressure. I've talked about this for a little while. So while I do want to check them out at some point, especially the singular point ones, I think more than anything, because they just look really nice. Right now, I'm just not, thinking about them, but I'm thinking about them. I'm just not getting them. So we'll see when they actually do come out, because they have been delayed. That singular point set, which was the first of those, got delayed again till May. So just a little bit of a heads up. It's almost May, but just letting you know. All right, so Prime One Studios got a huge 87 centimeter, something like that, 80 something centimeter, gigantic museum Masterline Godzilla from GVK. That's huge and gonna be ridiculously pricey. The thing is, it is the same exact sculpt as their smaller version. So I've seen a lot of fans a little bit upset about this. This also, was dropped yesterday. A lot of stuff dropping. There was I don't know if this was all in the same place, but there was a kaiju show, that happened. That's where the Art Spirit stuff came from. So I'm not sure if the Prime One Studio stuff was from the same place, or if they just did a separate thing at that point. So here you can see the GVK set comparatively to the Masterline statue. That's ridiculous. 87 centimeters. I was correct. So that's pretty insane, guys. There is a Mechagodzilla statue coming out as well. Not much is known about this. This is not from Prime One Studio. This is from. Let's go to the phone here, because I had it. The alert on this, as well as the Art Spirit stuff. The initial alert from Ned Chang. So, he's really into the MonsterVerse stuff. He always drops me a line, and that's really cool. So this is from W Dragon Company. They've done a lot of dinosaurs statues, so this is pretty cool. This I want to hear more. I want to see more of this, but all we got is this image right now. All right, so let's move on from the Godzilla kaiju stuff. First up, Endoroid is doing a Avatar: The Last Airbender Aang. And it looks really cool. Look at that. Very nice stuff. I wish you got the big dude there. That would have been very cool. But you don't. You do get Momo, but you don't get Appa. You do get a little acrylic sheet of Appa, so yeah. But I do like it. Let's turn to some superheroes. Mafex is doing a classic Mighty Thor. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. As well as another dude with a hammer, Steel. So these look pretty cool. I haven't been getting much in terms of Mafex lately. What was the last thing I got? Did I get something past their Eva? Oh no, you definitely passed their Eva, but I can't recall. It's been a little while now since I picked up something from Mafex. I could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. But there you go. 2 new superhero products coming from them. And now let's turn to Marvel Legends. First up, a retro Toad, which is like the Marvel Legends Anniversary Edition. 20 years of Marvel Legends here. So he was one of the original Marvel Legends figures back from Toy Biz. And I gotta say, this guy looks pretty good. I'm not a Toad fan or anything, but I think they did a nice job here. Really, really cool looking. But that's all you get with that package. This is something I'm really looking forward to. Spider-Man Noir from Into the Spider-Verse. Really great character, voiced by Nick Cage. He comes with Spider-Ham. Another Spider-Ham, yep. But, they're boasting a brand new trench, which looks cool. And the big controversy of the week came from Marvel Legends because they're moving to no plastic boxes. And, everybody's up in arms about that. I've been saying they should do it anyway because why not? People are like, oh, you're going to have a lot of figure swapping. But you know what? Here's some things I talked about with that on my Facebook page this week. First up, you buy a lot of stuff online. If you buy a lot of stuff online, you're not seeing what you're getting, right? It's a roll of the dice. It comes and it comes. It'll be good or not. So there's people that do that. I also get a lot of stuff that doesn't have any window boxes that's expensive. Roll the dice there, right? So who cares if the Marvel Legends, even though Marvel Legends is going up in price, which that's another story, but I don't really have much to say about that. It is what it is right now. Like, the boxes are not a problem in those terms. Now, one thing you can say is, why don't stores train their staff better, not only to, check out this stuff, but like anything, like I think the return system in stores is really, really poorly organized and poorly trained. So I think they need to do a better job, all stores, on how to handle returns. I don't know. I just think that a lot could be done there. But the biggest thing I do want to comment on is just collectors. It's collectors that would swap figures out. And if you're a collector that does that, you got a lot more problems, man, than the figure itself. If you have to do that to keep collecting, you should stop collecting, because that's not something that you should be doing. You obviously need to take care of other stuff first. So forget the figures. Who cares? Just stop doing that, man. It's a scummy thing to do. And, you're hurting someone by doing that. So don't do it, man. Anywho, let's move on. Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is another one. This looks like the, more recent Spider-Man body. Just repainted as Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man first appearance. Now this is interesting though. This is a Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 2-pack with Marvel Spinneret, which is Mary Jane, I guess. I don't even know that character, but you get a new Spider-Man here with pinless knees and elbows, and a new head, which looks, and I'm sorry, there's Spinneret. I don't really care about this one, but this Spider-Man, I don't really care about the Peter Parker head. I mean, I just don't care about the alternate heads, to tell you the truth. Especially when they're generic Marvel heads and Marvel Legends heads, and like this one is. But I am interested in the Spider-Man because I didn't like their last Spider-Man, and this looks a little bit better. It might just be proportionally, just this new head looks way better here, but with pinless joints, I feel like it's a new body altogether, because I don't think this one had pinless joints. I could be wrong. It might have. But I don't know if it's just a different head on that body as well, but just the head alone makes the proportions feel a little better. So I'm interested. There is another 2-pack here, the Kings in Black. Marvel's Null, no clue who that character is, and a Venom with wings. I guess it's a more modern story. But yeah, modern Marvel doesn't do much for me personally. But this character looks pretty cool. I gotta say, I like the design a lot. And this Venom with wings is really interesting too. A nice sculpt. There is a Marvel Legends Iron Spider, which was previewed a few months back. Future Foundation Spider-Man stealth suit looks really nice. Then you got another 2-pack here with Silk and Doc Ock. I believe it's a 2-pack. Could be wrong about that, but if it's not, it's not. But I think it might be. And this Doc Ock doesn't look any different than the previous Doc Ock. There is a new lizard coming out. And he looked like that, and that's fantastic. That's really fun. And there you go, the lizard, Marvel's lizard, one of these retro ones. A Homecoming Spider-Man 2-pack here with Ned Leeds and Peter Parker. Why not? The face sculpts look pretty good. The bodies aren't bad. Yeah, it's not bad. And then debuting a little bit earlier this week, the Thor Love and Thunder wave with the new Mighty Thor, Jane Foster Thor. And have you seen pics of Natalie Portman, man? Like, she is really jacked. A new Thor costume, I guess, happens in the movie, which I don't know if I love, I gotta tell you. Then Gore, I'm guessing this is the bad guy of the movie. Don't know much about him, to be honest. King Valkyrie, looking good. Another Star-Lord. A new Groot, another teenage Groot. I don't know if it's new. It might be the same Groot. You guys let me know down below. And Ravager Thor, which I really like. He's very, very, very Jack Burton, and I think that's intentional in my opinion. That he's very Jack Burton here. That looks really cool. I like it a lot. And the Build-A-Figure is Korg, and that looks fantastic. I love this character. He's great. All right, so let's end off with some Transformers. One thing, a new Titan is coming, and it is the Cybertron version of Metroplex. That looks absolutely amazing. I've never watched Transformers Cybertron, though, so chances of me getting this are low, but I really do like it. It's also really expensive, and all the Marvel and Transformers stuff have been going up in price. All of the Hasbro stuff, so that's a little bit of a bummer. I understand, and I mentioned this a little earlier, but I understand what's going on with the world. But I feel like Hasbro has been each wave hitting us with price increases. And they should do a little bit more to control that, scale that back. It's a little bit too much all at once. You really can't do that. Honestly, and I've seen a lot of fans saying they're either going to cherry pick or they're like just losing interest altogether. That's going to hurt them down the line. So tread lightly there, Hasbro. I think you're doing a bad job in terms of raising your prices this much this quickly. But anywho, this guy looks great. He's going to run you $200 if you want it. Yeah. But look at this. This is a weird mode. Totally different looking. It looks good. I like it. So weird, but so cool. In my opinion. Nice box art. There you go. And last but not least, a new movie masterpiece has been revealed. It is Blackout. And that looks really fantastic. Takara Tomy did the honors here of revealing it. Very, very nice looking. Not a big Blackout guy, but, you know, right where it's due. It's beautiful looking. And there you go. That's it. That is the Ultra Z news for this week. There was, you know, a lot going on, but not like a ton of like necessary news. There's a bunch of like new pre-orders up at BBTS, and you've seen me covering Jurassic World Park stuff again more. There's a lot more pre-orders, but there's no picks, so it's not like I want to talk about it quite yet. A lot of new Hammond stuff, so you know, once we get picks, I'll talk about it here more, because it's just not fun to do so otherwise. All right, anywho, we went way longer than I anticipated for the news that wasn't that chunky, but there you go. Have a good one. Till next time, peace out, peeps.